Hello everyone, I'm about to post the Surreal Illustration summative assignment on Google Classroom, and I'm just creating this video just to go through it, to go through the different parts and hopefully help you along here. So this is an assignment that's going to be added to your Google Classroom. You're going to see the title here and the instructions. So um, due to the current situation that we're in, I'm going to ask students to choose to do either the painting or the collage. Originally, it was intended that you would do the collage first, and then you would paint that collage on canvas. Just due to the nature of the situation that we're in, and due to some students not having paint, I'm going to allow students to choose to do the collage using magazines or maybe printing pictures, or other students may choose to do the painting. And you can do it on canvas, you can do it on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. It's all up to you. So the attachments. So there's a bunch of attachments in this assignment, and they will be the actual assignment sheet. It'll introduce you to what surrealism is. There's one handout that shows different techniques that surreal artists use to create their artworks. And then there's the actual marking rubric as well. Okay, so I'm just going to take a look here on my screen and we'll go through them very quickly. So surrealism. I dreamed a dream, surrealism collage painting sheet. That's this one right here. Okay. This is the actual assignment sheet. This is going to tell you what you have to do. It shows the 3 parts and it has the reflection questions. Regardless of if you do the collage or the painting, you still have to do these reflection questions. Okay. So here we see here an example of surreal art. We have a quote from a surreal artist, and here's the 3 parts. So originally it was intended that you would do an original landscape, surrealism style, on a piece of 8.5 by 11 paper, use magazine pictures, and you would create a dreamlike landscape. You would use the elements of design, so those are what we have learned previously. I will attach them to this assignment as well, so if you need to refer back to those, you can take a look. And operational techniques. So those operational techniques, or the ways in which these artists create surreal work, is the Art Synetics PDF, which is attached to this assignment. Okay, and it will show you the different ways that artists create their work. You're going to use those to create an image that feels dreamlike but still has a bit of reality. For example, there should still be a horizon line, sky, and ground. Now remember in the last video I did, I masked off the horizon line so that I could make sure I get a nice crisp line between in that case it was the sky and the water. Okay, so you might want to use that technique if you choose to do the painting. Okay. So that's the first one you could do. Now if you don't have access to paints, you can choose to do this one right here. This is just creating a collage using magazine pictures, or you could print out images to create a surreal landscape. Part 2. So this is your other choice. It says use a canvas provided. You can use a canvas if you have one at home. If you don't, paper's fine. The way I had been painting my demos in the last couple tutorials was I'd taken just a regular piece of paper and I'd glued it to the inside of a cereal box and just cut it out. And that just made it a little bit stiffer and made sure that it didn't ripple with too much water on it. So what you're going to do is, for this one it says use the original collage as a reference, so would be a good idea to create some sort of concept sketch or plan or framework so you have an idea of what you're going to create. And then you're going to create your surrealistic landscape. Think of those techniques that I demonstrated in the last few tutorials. So, the wet brush blending, the different textural techniques, the masking techniques. Remember to try to use them when you do this painting assignment. And then students have to do part 3. Regardless if you do part 1 or part 2, you still have to do part 3. And those are the reflection questions. Okay. And that's going to require you to go through that PowerPoint, the Surrealism PowerPoint. That'll help you answer number 1. The synetics and transformation techniques, that's going to help you answer number 2. And then there'll be this number 3 question where you'll just have to kind of think about what sort of careers are available for artists. So that's the assignment sheet. So this is the PowerPoint right here. This goes through what Surrealism is, where it started, some of the key figures. It goes through some of the artists. So I think there's about 5 surreal artists here, and it talks about them and shows images of their work. Okay, so that's going to help you understand what Surrealism is. Okay. The techniques that surrealist artists usually use to create artwork can be found here in the transformation operational techniques. And these are all just weird ways in which artists manipulate kind of reality to create these surreal and weird scenes. Okay, so there's many different ways. Not to say that you have to use all of these, but these are just a jumping off point so that you can understand how this artwork is created. And then lastly, we have the collage painting project rubric, and that's going to be this one right here. And this is how you're going to be marked. Okay, so make sure that you complete these things. Now, some of these overall expectations are going to mention a painting, whereas other ones are going to mention collage. I'm just going to modify that to assume that you're doing either the painting or the collage. Everything else should fit. All these overall expectations should still be covered, and that's the way that you will receive your mark for this assignment. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to post it live here in a sec. If you have any questions about the assignment, go ahead and send them to my email. You can even post comments on this assignment itself. In terms of how you're going to submit it, so I can't see the student view of Google Classroom. This is just right before I post it. But if you click on this assignment, there will probably be a submit button up here. Okay, so after you've created your collage, or you have created your painting, either scan it in or take a picture, even if it's just your cell phone or something, just take a picture, go up to here, click submit, and there will be a way to attach a file, probably something that looks very similar to this. Okay. That's the way I'm going to collect them. I do have a proposed due date of next Friday. Okay. So remember, in terms of what the Ministry of Education has suggested, that we're looking at about 3 hours per week per course. Okay. I am flexible, of course, due to the current situation, but we do want to make sure that we're completing these summative assignments. Okay. Right here at the bottom of the actual instructions for the assignment, I do have a little note. If you have not completed the key value study or the paper bag value study, please make sure that you complete this assignment. Okay, some people have submitted it to me through email. Other people have submitted it through Google Classroom. Either one's fine. But remember, that was the assignment that I introduced just right before the March break. So yeah, that's that. So please try to, keep painting, keep working on things. If you're having problems, if you're having challenges, please feel free to contact me and I will get back to you as soon as possible. All right, thanks so much. See you soon.